Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people has approached me and asked me why am I such a big proponent of the CPF Life and why am I pushing everybody to top up to the ERS and things like that? What if your funds get locked out and you have an emergency? Well, today I will just address this part about the need for emergency, and the government has made provisions for you to extract out some money from your retirement account. But let's just watch what these are. Well, the usual complaint about CPF Life is that it is very illiquid. Right? You put a huge sum of money inside and it's locked up for a prolonged period of time. And what if I have an emergency? What if I have a sudden need for money, And all these are being terribly locked up, and I can only get a monthly income all the way till I die, but I cannot take out one lump sum if I emergency. Well, let's just be objective about it. I think that everybody liked the idea that you have a lifelong income all the way till you die, right? Thousands of dollars, and that's a wonderful thing. But what people don't like is that you have to throw in a few $100,000, and that get locked up till uh, till you use up all your funds, right? So a lot of people don't like the idea of the lockup. They like the idea of a lifetime income. Now, what if I tell you that, well, there are ways that you can extract out in a case of emergency? My first step that I want to tell everybody is that please do not draw out if you don't need it. Only in a real case of emergency then draw out. Because when you draw out, you reduce the amount that of income that you can get every month till the day you die. So that's the huge plus of it. So when you draw out money for emergency, it will hurt the income. But let's see what these provisions are that can help you withdraw in a time of emergency. Well, first of all, the fear that everybody has is that the CPF Life has a loss of liquidity despite all the pluses. Now, there are two liquidity levers that you have. Number one is a 20% lump sum withdrawal. You can withdraw 20% lump sum, okay, at 65 years old, and this is called the payout eligibility age. This 20% is for you to draw in case there's a you know, emergency or something like that. And the lever two is from age of 55 years old onwards, you can do a housing pledge. Okay, so both allow you to draw out money, and I'll give you an estimate how much this is, and share with you on a high level what these complex formula are. So first of all, let's talk about the lever one. It is a one-time 20% lump sum. Now, so this lump sum allow you to draw out 20% of an eligible retirement savings, okay, when you reach payout eligible age at 65. So, you can use it just in case something happen. Remember, right? This should be not be drawn out for you to have holiday, for you to spend money for fun, buy a car, whatever. This should be for emergency cases like medical emergency, some family needs, or some emergency home repairs or whatever. So when can this be taken? Well, from the age of 65 years old onwards, all the way to 70, 80, whatever, right? You can extract this 20% out, but you can only do it once. And you need to exclude that $5,000 if you have taken that at 55 years old. So 20%, there are some exclusion, okay, but generally it's about 20% of your FRS. So this is where the rule says that now is 20% withdrawal applies only savings generated from your mandatory contribution and their interest. Wow, this is very complicated. I tell you the truth, I read this, I don't know how many times to understand this. So your mandatory monthly contribution is the contribution from your salaries, the interest earns on it, okay, and voluntary contribution from salary. Now, if you're using cash top up, no count. Government grants, no count. Interest earned on top up and government grants, no count. So I would say that this is difficult to estimate on an individual basis, but let me give you a high level of it. So you start with your retirement account balance at 65, subtract out non-eligible savings, right? Things that you top up with, grants that given by government, and the interest that you earn from this. Then you can take a 20% of the leftover and then take out. So, by the way, you also need to subtract if you've taken out $5,000 at 55 years old. That is something that government allow everybody to do. Please don't take out this if you don't have the need for it. So, all in all, the expected level, if you top up your ERS, what you can get is about 40 to 60,000 ballpark. Now, ignore all the precision of the calculation. Give you a ballpark. You can get about 40 to 60,000 in a case of an emergency. Please do not draw this out, okay, if you don't have it, because this would reduce your monthly payout, okay? Now, so this is something that I encourage everybody to know, that the CPF Life is not a lock-in and your money you cannot see it, that kind of thing. But in case of emergency, they let you take out a 20%, which is about 40 to 60,000 if you top up to ERS. So I think this is the first lever. The second lever is what we call a housing pledge, right? So there is a requirement for us to top up to full retirement sum. This year is 213,000, but the government allow you to pledge your property of half the value, which is half of 213,000, as what we call a security pledge. Now, this will reduce the amount of cash you need to put into, and you can extract more cash out. And a lot of people have more retirement funds and liquidity to play with. Again, the property pledge is meant for people who really wants to take out money from the retirement account. I seriously, again, remind everybody, don't do it if you can. Okay? I know a lot of people like touch a lot of money. You're robbing your future self to pay your current self. Stop thinking that you can earn a return that is much higher than the retirement account and your CPF Life. It's very difficult to beat that. That kind of lifelong income guaranteed by government all the way to the day you die. You live until 120 years old, they'll pay you 120 years old, right? Of course, a lot of people think that they'll live very short. But the truth is, most of us actually live very long. So I would seriously encourage everybody, don't touch if you can, but you need to know that in case of emergency, there is always this provision there. So, how and when to use this pledge? Well, it's available from 55 years old onwards. It must be a Singapore property. The lease must cover the youngest owner until 95 years old. The value to be assessed by CPF Board, at least that you will cover the BRS. I imagine all Singapore houses will cover it. And if you don't have a pledge, you must put the full retirement sum, 213,000. With the pledge, you only need to keep half of it. Okay, so you can take out $100,000, and so how much you can take out? Well, conceptually, you can take out quite a large sum above the BRS, which is half the FRS, and there are some exclusion here and there, and that will differ from people to people. I felt that it's not necessary to go down to this detail. Just know that if you put in your ERS, you probably can take out about $100,000+ from it. So, between the two, well, the 20% lump sum withdrawal at 65, allows you to draw 40 to 60,000, and a housing pledge you can draw maybe between $100,000. Okay, sum up about $200,000. So $200,000 in a medical emergency. Consider that you have your integrated shield plan. Consider that you have a MediShield plan. It's more than enough to cover quite a lot of medical emergency, and that also haven't even taken account of the money that you have in your MediSave account. So that is the biggest one we are fearful of. Of course, are there other kind of emergency? Yes, there are, but at least that there is a sum of maybe about $200,000 that you can take out if you had put in the ERS. So, however, right, I need to say again, CPF is there for you to prioritize lifetime income. The comfort that you have, thousands of dollars to be drawn out every month till the day you die, it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful comfort. And never underestimate the value of this. So I strongly encourage everybody, okay, to top up as much as you can on your retirement account, ideally up to the ERS. And for those people who think you are very good, your investment can beat the ERS, well, go ahead. But people like me, I don't think I'm that good in my investment to be able to beat a 4% return risk free. So I'm going to just top up my ERS. Okay. So I will try as hard as possible to do that, and then from there, enjoy the lifetime, peace of mind, security. And in case of emergency, there are some provisions inside. Let me withdraw at least from two sources, some money. 踹個大家利是, like touch wood. Better if I don't need to touch it, but if I need to touch it, that provision is there. Okay. So if you need to know details whatsoever, talk to a CPF officer or look at a CPF website. They can help you go down to the specific, but just know that this option is there for you if you need it. Okay. Thank you very much, and I'll see you, tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye.